Hey there, Cameron. It's your boy, John, talking about some comics and shit. So, I saw Infinity War. But I'm not going to talk about it. Not yet. We're going to do a whole big spoiler cast video. So, I'm super excited for that. Talk about a non-spoiler thoughts, a spoiler thoughts. It's going to be great because it is literally killing me inside to not talk about it. I'm dying. But, to maybe wet the whistle a little bit, I want to talk about a different Infinity. This is the Marvel Comics of Infinity, written by Jonathan Hickman, with art by Jerome Opeña. Asad Ribic, Jim Chung wrote it in cast of artists. This came out in 2013. This was out of Jonathan Hickman's. Sorry, I have some allergies, and so it's really making talking a little difficult. But I'm gonna push through it. But this spun out of Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers run. And this introduced the Black Order, or as they're known in the new Infinity War movie, the Children of Thanos. So I wanted to go back and read this book and see if it, kept up the hype meter from Infinity War, or if it maybe let me down a little bit. We'll see how we go. So, if you haven't been reading 2013's Avengers titles, basically, there was a huge group of Avengers. They were giant. There were people like Sunspot, Captain Universe, Hyperion. All of these characters were part of the Avengers. And there's this idea of making the Avengers bigger and better and being able to take care of more global, universal threats. So there's an A story and a B story in this book. The A story is about this group of ancient aliens known as the Creators, or the Builders, sorry. And they have been there since the dawn of time. They go to planets, they, created life. They create life on different planets through scientific experiments and stuff. And now they are back with a vengeance, and they're coming to raise all these planets. So Captain America takes a group of Avengers, and they go into space, and they say, we're going to fight the Builders. We're going to help these, alien races. We're going to leave Tony and some people on Earth just in case the Builders decide to come to us. Meanwhile, as Captain America and a whole bunch of Avengers leave Earth, Thanos and the Black Order arrive on Earth. They are looking for Thanos' son, Thane, who is one of Thanos' he has a lot of kids. He has a lot of children. They're just everywhere, man. They're just all over the place. Thanos' dialogue was great. Thanos, the Black Order, all of that stuff. I feel bad saying this, but I was not interested in the Thanos plot at all. Honestly, every time I went away from the space battles, I got bored. Not to say that it wasn't well written or well done. Everything was constructed very well. Thanos has a lot of great lines, but it just felt like the creator story was something that was built up to. It was this really great moment. And then the Thanos story is like, oh, by the way, Thanos is here. Yeah, I know there's this giant space opera going on right now, but Thanos is here. And one of the problems is that a lot of the Thanos stuff has to do with the Inhumans and Black Bolt. And I could not care less about Black Bolt and the Inhumans. So when Thanos is going to Attila and they're talking about Maximus the Mad King and all of this stuff, I'm checked out. I'm zoned out. Even though Thanos is really cool in this book, he's just not dealing it with me. So honestly, if they had taken out that B story in total, I would have been way more interested, which is weird because I read this book wanting more Thanos stuff because I was like, oh, I'll read Infinity. I just saw Infinity War. I'm on that Thanos hype train. And reading this book, I was like, man, I really I don't need it. I'm good. I think it was just because the main plot wasn't dealing with Thanos. And he did feel like the second story. The main story was the Creators, the Builders. The second story was Thanos, and he really did feel like a side aspect of that book. So every time I went away from this really interesting, cool, exciting space opera, it just felt like us pegged down, like we're stepping down in the excitement level. Because the stuff in Space the Builders is amazing. It's so good. It's about this ragtag group of different alien civilizations and the Avengers coming together to fight this insane fleet that is just wrecking shop everywhere, and you're just, it's like this is a race of aliens that have been here since like the dawn of time. Can we even beat them? And they're not sure. And Cap, has so many great lines just about like, hey, look, we, there's no running away now, no retreating. We're fighting till the last man. We're either winning or dying. Like, and it's so good. And one of my favorite, Thor is a standout in this book. Honestly, he is an amazing character in this book. He has this great scene where they decide we're going to do a peace treaty with the builders. We're going to negotiate peace. And they're only allowed to send one man. And Captain America's like, I sent my best negotiator. And out walks Thor, God of Thunder. He walks up there. They're like, you got to take your weapons away. He tosses Mjolnir into the air. So the builder's talking all this crap. He's telling Thor to bend the knee, all this stuff. So Thor gets on his knee, and we cut away and we see Mjolnir wrapping around a dying star. Like wrapping around the sun. And then, like, as the builder's talking all this nonsense, whatever, Mjolnir just crashes through his chest, and just, like, explodes his chest through. And Thor stands up, whatever, and he looks at all the Kree who have been, like, taken over by these people, and he's just like, are you guys fighters? Are you gonna fight, or are you gonna just sit there? And they all raise their hammers with Thor. And it's this great moment, because this is the first time that a builder has been hurt or been killed. And Captain America's like, so we can kill them. And they just go on this great sequence of panels where these alien planets are being taken back over by the Avengers. They're, fighting against the builder army. And they raise these flags, the Avenger symbol on them. And so there are just these captions that are like, Kree was an Avengers planet. Klaxar 9 was an Avengers planet. Was an Avengers world, sorry. Was an Avengers world. And it's just this great idea of like the Avengers going across the galaxy, liberating these societies and them becoming Avengers worlds, and what that means to be an Avengers world, to never give up. And it's so cool. And as much as I'm talking about this A story and how much I love it, one thing I felt like, because I read just the 6 issues, the main story, which is supposed to be, but I felt like it happened more with the Thanos story than the Builder story. There'd be scenes that would be shown in a recap at the beginning of the issue, whatever, that did not happen in the book. It's one of those books that, like, you really needed to read the tie-ins, I guess, and I hated that because there were important scenes that I missed out on that were in the tie-ins, and I just read the main story, and that's my main flaw with event comics, is that I don't want to read tie-ins. Just give me them. If it's a 6-issue story, give me that 6-issue story. Don't make me read all these tie-ins. But that's been a problem forever with comics. That's just always an issue. But Infinity, I liked it. The problem is that I liked one part a lot, and then I just only kind of liked another part, and I also missed a lot of information because they didn't put it in the main story. So I think it's really good. I think if you're going to read it, read the Builder story, because the Thanos stuff even ends on kind of it's literally like, Captain America and the Space Avengers are like, alright, cool, we saved the universe. And then they're like, oh no, time to save Earth. And then one issue, they beat Thanos. And it's like, alright, that was kind of anticlimactic. When, like, the Builder stuff was so well done and so good. I'm a sucker for a good space opera. But either way, those are my thoughts on Infinity. If you haven't, go check... I don't know if I can really say go check it out. If you're really wanting, like, some more Thanos stuff, and if the Builder stuff sounds interesting, go check it out. I think the A story is amazing. I think the stuff with the Builders is so well done that it's honestly worth it. Just for those scenes, the Thor scene that I was talking about, the scenes in, the Avengers world, that stuff, I think that's worth it alone. But if you're looking for a good Thanos story, I mean, Thanos does have some great dialogue, and it does introduce the Children of the Black Order, but I really don't think it's the best Thanos story if you're looking for one. So that's all I got to say about Infinity. I will see you next time, and hopefully we're talking about some Infinity War, baby.